fucking shit on. That's horrible. Oh boy. Why is this doing? This is being stupid. Hold on a second. We are we are we having technical difficulties right now. Audio. Alright, there we go.
Seb, what's your dexterity?
It is a 14 plus
Yep.
2.
Okay.
Boom. Alright. Alright, here. Now we can take this off.
Lana.
Hey, we're
what'd you
on
roll?
now. Woohoo! Look it. I figured it
Hey.
out, guys.
Fuck you.
22? You say 22? Oh, 10. Like, yeah, 22.
Don't worry,
One
you're
go.
not. I just rolled an 8.
Gideon.
I think that's a 4.
And, well, so we'll talk about it in a second.
He dies.
It's long and hard about him. So,
Got
welcome, hey, everybody, our loyal fan. Please hold off on the emails and the cards. We are swamped. We are back at it. Yeah, big moment. You guys have made your way to Forgotten Sands, the last dark domain, the last island of dread that Aslan has not conquered. Your goal is to hopefully escape. Overall goal, though, each of you have individual goals, no doubt. Believing that Aslan's your only hope to break through. Okay. Sorry. You've decided to make your way and try to destroy or at least open the borders to the last domain. You were lulled into a wandering bazaar and fooled with powerful illusion. And now you're beset by a giant worm as you saw your figure Mahadi. He, summoned he said, "Come, my dear, and feed." This rumbling as this giant worm came up, and as it does, it swallows Ren whole as it goes straight up. So, we are going to start here. Also, I'm going to move you over, and actually, I did a decent amount of work on the campaign and this part of it and all that. This is good music. Yeah. So, but I realized just right at the last second as we were going that I never switched the map over. So, when I move you over, there's going to be a black line. Kind of, that black line is like the rock face. Remember, you guys were like tucked into that.
Yep.
So that's, anywhere from 50 to 150 feet up, depending on where it's at, over rock face. And where it's not, it kind of opens up into a rocky area and then eventually into the sand. Just so you guys are aware. And you are not actually at a festival.
And so, has the entire illusion collapsed, or do we still see like festival?
No, it's all gone.
Okay,
everything
collapsed,
but
just rock and
Mahadi.
sand. Yeah.
And yeah, really just
the worm.
Yeah, the worm maybe. No,
yeah.
So I'm gonna move you over. Sorry.
So Ren is gone. All right, I'm gonna close that tab.
He's dead. He's already dead.
That's true.
So it's actually Bones is first.
Okay, and we don't see Mahadi.
So he's actually yeah. So you guys did see him. So he'd be over here. Why is that? Yeah. but way up top, like you guys can see him. He's probably about 100 and
He's like on the rock face up there.
at the very top. Yeah, he yelled from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
very
yeah.
top as you guys came to. So he's probably about 150 feet from where you are.
Okay.
Over and up.
150. Well, hold on, let me check something. How much did you say? 150 feet ish?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna move my full 30 to like here ish. Would this get me like 120 feet of him
Where?
if I was like there or a little? I think I can move like one more.
How close are you trying to get to it?
120.
20? No, I don't
Well, I
think you
figure
would
if
be
it's
able.
150, I move my 30-foot move speed.
Yeah, but if you think about like,
It's
you
yeah,
know,
because it's
you've
the
only gotten
angle.
maybe like 10 or 15 feet closer.
Okay, so I
If
will.
you were to dash and get closer, maybe another 30 feet, then I would say that you would
Okay.
be within. It would be within.
Um. Yeah, I still do my action. Oh, we decided spells from magic items are technically not spells. Is that right? So I will bonus action. Um, I'll use Misty Step,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna use Bones Descent and cast Bigby's hand
Okay.
behind him.
Okay.
And Bigby's hand,
What?
it moves at your command, move on your hand. It's an object, AC 20, yada yada yada. When you cast a spell and as a bonus action on your subsequent turns, you can move the hand and cause it to affect. Okay. I'm going to use Forceful Hand. The hand attempts to push a creature within 5 feet of it in a direction you choose. It's an athletics check, strength contested. He has a +8 on the hand. So I'm trying to push him off the edge.
Okay. Let's do it.
I rolled a 17 plus 8 is 25.
You rolled a 19.
So I push him 5 feet plus a number of feet equal to 5 times my spellcasting modifier, which is 5.
So 30
So he
feet.
moves 30 feet.
Okay.
Moves with the target to remain within 5 feet of it. So now the hand is 30 feet out, floating in the air.
Okay, so you shove him. He's like at this moment, he's kind of, as he's about to fall, and you see that he starts to kind of slow down as he utters something.
Okay.
He starts to slow
That's
like
fine.
a feather.
That's fine. That's my bonus action movement. I'm done.
Oh, hi, LPC.
Oh, you hear him as he gets pushed off. He was not expecting that. Okay.
How much damage would it be if it fell from that height? If someone...
12d6.
Yeah.
Something like that.
12d6, I think is right.
Oh.
Or no, because he's... Yeah. Trying to spell.
Should see if he was surprised. He
Revealed
was.
what?
I think you're too far away anyways. I think it's 60 feet for spell.
Give me a deception roll. Bones.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Deception. That is... 25 again. 16 plus 9.
Okay, I will say that you caught him off surprise. Caught him because he was not expecting to be. He wasn't at all even in combat. He wasn't even in combat because he was just standing up there. So he didn't expect you to be able to do that. So you were able to. Is this not shut? Fool him. So he can't use his reaction then.
Oh, okay. Woo!
As if you're surprising.
Hey, I'll take it.
So he has to make a dex save for half the falling damage. Or no?
Yeah, up to you. I think that makes sense.
Does he
Yeah,
fall
no,
the
that's right,
whole
yeah.
time, like in as a reaction, or is it only like 30 feet that he falls in his
No, I
reaction?
think I've looked it up. It's actually like 200 some feet because you hit like in the amount of time that you fall, like you fall.
Gotcha.
Because technically, yeah, if you fall, if you fall over, if you fell 800 feet, it should take you more than one round technically. But
Right, but if it's under a certain height, you
yeah,
just
I forget. I didn't want to say
fine.
240 or 340 or something.
Yeah,
it
it's
was.
something like that.
Okay, so
Hell yes. I can't believe that worked. I swear, I was
you
like,
just hear
he's
this.
gonna feather fall or
He,
something.
lands. You actually consider himself very lucky, because he lands in like hard, like sand, hard sand, but right between two giant rocks. But it's 38 bludgeoning as he just slams into the ground.
Oh shit! Where's he land?
So I would say
Right
really
next to
pretty
you.
close to Gideon, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put this guy. He doesn't look anything like this, but this is just a token that's happened. It's a mage token that happened to be right there. But that isn't what he.
Sure. Hey, whatever.
Awesome. Well, that
All right.
changes.
Anything else?
No, that's it. That did way more than I was expecting, so I'll take it.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Let me roll initiative for him. Now that he's been pushed into.
Literally pushed.
You guys all rolled so terrible for initiative because you rolled a 9. But that's still good. So this creature is this giant worm flailing up. It's huge, gigantic. Is only the front half is sticking out. You hope it's the front half and not the front third sticking out as it comes ripping around. Lets out this horrendous screech as it comes before it comes back down. And I'm gonna do it totally at random because it is just one is Alana. So as it just swings around, everyone's like for a second, like, is it gonna be me? It comes flying down, or I can just use this. 16 to hit. So you, as it comes down, you can see that it kind of has to commit, but it's just so big that getting out of the way, and you dash to the right, jump and roll as it slams into the ground, and as it does, it starts to burrow down. You see its tail comes whipping up with this wicked stinger. If it were to pierce you, it would, put a hole in your chest this big. As it comes around, also going to be random. This time at, I believe it's Gideon, yep. See this tail stinger comes down with a 23 to hit.
23. Hold on. Shield.
Nice.
Just bring up the glaive, and this shroud of energy rips across.
You see you're holding it tighter, the ground beneath you kind of cracks a little bit as the stinger just slams into it hard and then pulls back. And that is his turn. Well done. Well done. I got another screech. Why is this not? Hey, that thing gets up. Or Mahadi gets up. He's like, oh, he gets up. He kind of looks around, and as he does, you see his body starts to shift a little bit. As if like a veil has been dropped. As if the brutal fall has, forced him to drop the facade. As the shimmer, actually I could.
As he's getting up, I'm doing like the Ghost Rider finger point at him with my gauntlet.
What's Alana's initiative count?
Oh, what is your initiative?
I have a 10.
Oh, you should have went first. We're gonna say that you'll go first next time. Okay, so his veil, kind of shimmers like a mirage in the heat. You see like fur kind of protruding out from his face and his arms, and as the veil then drops, and you see his face slowly kind of, again like a mirage, kind of shift in the heat. Um, you see his true form is his opulently like clothed uh, tiger man stands there. Uh, he's got gold, um, many, he smells of rich mahogany. He has many leather-bound books. Now, he has much gold on his, gold rings and gold chains, and wears opulent jewelry and the like. He stands very tall, 6.5 feet tall, with broad shoulders, muscular frame, fur all over him. You see that he also, as he grips his hands in anger, you see that his hands are reversed, which immediately makes you feel some sense of dread. And he's like,
Well, wasn't expecting this game to end so quickly. Since it has, guess we'll finish this here and now.
actually, we can go to Alana, and then we'll go back to him. We'll just say that happened in the midst of the
Yeah,
combat.
yeah.
Oh, right. You said the worm was going into the ground.
He was
like-
going to try to fuck with you guys for a while, like, even if he beat him, he would run off. I rolled a concentration check for him to see if he could. Sorry. What'd you say, Alana?
The worm went into the ground. Is that what you said?
No, it's still, well, like, his head is, but, like, there's still plenty of body up in the air. Like, you can tell it's almost like swimming in and out. So as its head went in, its tail came up, and so there's still a lot of body left, like the back half.
Okay. She's gonna cast mirror image on herself. That's her
Okay.
first move.
Nice.
And then let's see, where is my movement? Just gonna move laterally over here. And that's my turn.
All right. And it is this Mahadi's turn.
Boy.
He looks over at Gideon.
Better bring up my stat sheet and a d20.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
So he looks over and he's utters some words in a language you've never heard before.
Says, I'll show you my power now, boy. Bend the knee.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
No. I rolled a 19, so it's a 19.
That makes it. Woo!
I got
Shrug off his magical intrusion.
probably not the smartest move. You ready to dance?
He seems surprised. A little bit like Thanos when he's looking at Captain America. No, I'm joking. I think I used that already once. I get some more references. Okay, that is his. Wait, he can move. He's right next to you, so he probably doesn't want to. All right, then yeah. We are at Bungo. Not work the way he wanted it.
That was like a 15% chance of a success right there. I got lucky.
So I'm gonna try a new spell here.
Yeah.
Bungo is gonna cast command on the worm, and
What? Can you put command in the chat? Or like, how do we do that?
I think it's a charisma saving throw, and then he has to
Is
use
it
his
a
No, but
action.
other
creature?
situations about intelligence. You have to understand them. Does it have to be a certain
Yeah.
intelligence?
Yeah, the
it
could
says you speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range. Target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. Choose from these options. That's it. It's one action, 60-foot verbal, instantaneous Wisdom 15 saving throw.
It's just command.
Yeah, I don't know if creature is a monster or the same thing or whatever it is.
Yeah, let me just look. I think that's fine. It's just oftentimes they say something about it having a certain intelligence.
Oh, are you,
But it
Andy? Are
doesn't.
you thinking it's like a deer versus
Yeah,
a warg?
I think that's like
I think you're okay. Yeah. What's it gotta make? Wisdom.
no,
15?
I think it's it's if you consider a creature and a monster the same like part of the race,
Oh,
you
So
know.
creature, I think, encompasses a lot of
creature
Okay.
encompasses everything.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but then there's like
Monster would be the specific.
monstrosity or whatever, and then there's like
Right.
aberration, and there's
Yeah.
those different categories. But yeah, for whatever reason, apparently it's just more of a for show than to actually have to know or understand you. So go ahead. Or he's got to
Yeah,
make a
you-
wisdom save. Sorry, yeah, it failed. What a huge weakness for the fucking purple worm.
I'm gonna tell it to halt. So on its turn, the target doesn't move and takes no action and no bonus action.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to inspire Gideon because he's about to go. So sing a little ditty, Gideon.
Little ditty
Kick his ass.
about Bungo and Gideon.
All right, you are inspired, Gideon, and it's your turn unless you want to move. No? Okay,
Nope.
Gideon.
All right. Just looking at this guy.
Got a look of fear.
Yeah.
little bit in his eyes as he's.
1, 2, 3. 3 swings coming at him. Let's see here. I'm gonna do it on D&D Beyond. So the glaive. Nope.
What's up, bro?
That is a 30. A natural 20 on the first one at
Oh,
D&D
shit.
Beyond. So lucky. So it's 17 points on the first attack. 29.
Sorry, I'm listening. I'm here. Go ahead and roll up that damage.
Yeah, that was it. Was I should have cast my hex, but that's specific for things. So, it was 17 points with the crit.
Total?
Yep. The next attack.
Wait, don't you get something with
Oh!
what's his face when you
Oh yeah! Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Fuck, guys. I'm sorry. Jeez.
2d6 strength, I think, which is a ridiculous amount. Is it 2d6? I'll have to revisit.
I think you should revisit.
It's 1d6.
So, on a critical hit, it's drained 2d6.
All right, roll it. Yeah, we'll
my
talk about that.
gosh,
after this.
yeah, that's a
Maybe
lot.
1d6.
It should be like a D4.
Maybe 1d6 plus 1 or something.
Yeah, because
I rolled snake eyes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, right, yeah, that's too bad because that
Yep.
was a big moment. Okay, yeah,
Uh,
he lets out a. You guys hear this like primordial roar from him as his anguish washes over him.
it's so. Is this guy living?
Yes.
Okay, I am going to expend 3 charges and deal 2 D10 necrotic on that.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah, hell yeah! You gotta remember that
Yeah.
thing's badass, and
Yeah.
it recharges
Yeah,
when you pull things with it.
Right, right, right.
Good and bad. Like
So does that double with the critical hit, or is that just
I believe the rules is written. Yeah, I think that would be like you saying I'm gonna smite when you roll nat 20. Like it's
Yeah.
a smart use of it. Yeah.
okay? So that is
Creepy monster.
17 points, and that's with the
Necrotic?
first. Yeah, with necrotic.
He's fine. Yeah, he takes that damage. Okay.
Second hit was a 29.
Yep, that hit.
And 10 points of damage.
That hits. You have just slammed him into the ground. You know,
This-
kneed him into the nose as blood squirts out of his feline mouth. One of his, you know, I guess you call them felines, not canines, but gets kicked,
Yeah.
knocked out. Okay.
Third attack with the bonus action with the back end is an 18.
That hits.
And that's
Yeah.
that's a D4.
Really banging on that first spell.
Yeah. So
You didn't
that's
even have to use your inspiration.
yeah 11. Well, the glaive it's
11.
yeah 11.
He lets out another roar. He falls to a knee. He's like, "Wait, wait! He'll never make it through the sands without me. You won't. If you want to survive, you need me. I'll call off the worm." Pauses for a second.
I'm
So
gonna
that's the, you know.
I'm gonna action search, and
Okay.
I'm gonna hold my action.
All right, now we're talking about some crazy things. I'm gonna allow it this time because it's badass, but we'll talk about.
Okay,
that.
if I can't do it, I can't do it.
You're basically holding
But
it over.
I'm
Yeah, I
just
love it.
like, listen, you don't call this worm off.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I love it because you are using a resource. Okay, so you're having. I'll
I
call him off. I swear.
call him off.
He waits a second as the enchantment from Bungo's thing still lasts for a few more seconds until finally the thing kind of, you know, starts. It went from halting, like it didn't just freeze, it literally just stopped and was like breathing. Rips itself up, kind of roars, and you hear him yell. You assume to be a name, though. Again, it's in a language, unless you guys have some sort of comprehend language thing or whatever, that you understand all languages that you don't recognize. It roars up and then kind of goes back down, and only like the 10 feet, 20 feet maybe of it is sticking out, just laying there. Please, work something out. Sorry, you're clearly not the normal riffraff that come through this place that, you know.
Hey, Bungo, get
judge
over
me
here. This guy's
I'll
gonna
walk
help
over
us
to-
now.
Actually, I'll float over. I have Bigby's hand. Come down and I stand on Bigby's hand, and my Bigby's hand is like a skeletal hand, and I just stand on it, and it like glides me over, and then I'll dismiss it.
Okay.
What can you do for us?
Get you to the civilization. You're far, far from safety. You know, I wasn't lying completely when I was talking to you earlier. I wasn't lying. There is a city in Kara.
Get our friend
But
out.
you think you could survive three nights, or three nights? I guess there's no 3 days of travel. I guess they'd probably do some other kind of clock. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use some animals, some bug movement, as they to recognize time. You think you can make it that long?
Make it spit our friend out.
Of course. He says something again in a language you don't understand and spits him out. When Rin comes out, he's covered in ichor and you know,
He's
he's burned
the
up a
new
little
Ren.
bit
He's
from
probably
some
happy.
acid, but
Whoa.
otherwise unharmed. Yeah, he's like, did you see that? Nothing matters. You know, you remind me. You ever seen Galaxy Quest? The guy's not phased by anything. It's Tony Shalhoub.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. He just comes out and
Oh
he's
my
like, that
God.
was cool. No, he's covered in spits him out. Again, I mistook you. Mistakes were made, but I'm no fool. I can help you.
I'm gonna use my other obscure new spell tonight, a ritual cast comprehend languages, just for the next hour.
Nice.
You can help us get to the city.
Absolutely. I can get you there quicker than even if I could show you the way safely, of course, but I can get you there quicker. Bypass a
That would
couple
mean
cycles, almost cycles, a couple cycles worth of travel. Again, clearly you're mighty warriors. But this is a harsh land. You must do harsh things to survive, you understand?
I would like to state Bones, knowing that there was illusions before, is just going to keep detect magic rolling as often as we can. Since
Yeah,
I
and
can
I
cast
also,
it.
right, and I'm curious, and I think I would rule as well, that detect magic doesn't automatically detect illusions, because if you believe it, the illusion,
Sure.
then even your detect magic would be fooled by it.
But I'm looking for illusions now because I know
Yeah,
that
gotcha.
he
You can certainly do that. Now, you would absolutely do that, and there are certain circumstances where I
illusions.
think detect magic could help you, maybe give you advantage in certain situations
Yeah.
when
So
you're
I've
making.
I've
Okay,
just got it up.
gotcha. Yeah, but I would absolutely be wary of, of illusions
Yeah. Yeah.
and his powerful illusions. He's yeah.
How do you, I
Do
don't,
not
I don't
worry.
think we've ever encountered someone like you. Like,
There's no one like me.
Eve, what are you? Who are you?
What? It would be hard for you to comprehend my real name. Again, I was not lying about everything. Mahadi is my name, at least what I go by. I am a pasha, a ruler, where I'm from, though I'm trapped in this cursed desert that kicks the skin. My palace awaits me, and here I sit, using my gifts on travelers, fooling merchants and caravan guards.
Yes. Well, we're no caravan guards. Clearly.
Clearly.
We were.
Oh,
That's
my
actually
illusions
how we
would
met.
work. He
Well.
winks at you guys. But was it not enough?
Yeah.
Again,
How are we supposed to be sure you're not going to try to trick us again?
question. I'd have to be a fool. I mean, look how handedly he looks at you guys. You guys are literally like apart from Ren, but he's no worse for wear. You guys
He's
aren't even
dead.
touched, and he's like, you see, Mahadi is beat the fuck up. I mean, you guys, and just Gideon alone just hammered him, and you had his pet, like you had my dear, even she saw your power. I would be a fool.
Can we trust that thing? How do you control it?
You cannot control it.
Just
Be
befriended
your
it.
friend.
It's a nice friend to have.
Kind of like
Indeed.
you.
Indeed. She is.
Do I
Rub
know?
his backwards hand. You know, I don't know how
Yeah.
that works. He maybe use the back of his hand like you would kind of casually brush, but it's facing that
Yeah.
way. Crazy. Yeah.
Do I know anything about what kind of creature this is?
You guys can all make a history or religion or arcana check, but let me know if you are not proficient in it. But you can still make
Okay.
a roll and
I'm not proficient in any of them, but I'm thinking Bones would probably more have like some bedtime story tale of them that he knows.
yeah. There's still you can still get information from about it.
Yeah.
16 and not proficient.
16 not proficient. I'm sorry. You said it's history, arcana, or religion.
I did history.
I got a 10. I'm +0 in all of them, so pick whichever one you want.
16.
I have a 17 for Arcana.
The 17 Arcana, you have heard of the description of these creatures, fiends, actually. Though, you know, they generally wish to rule or at least kind of live a life of opulence and power. Many mortals through Arcana, many mortals like will summon them and try to make deals with them, you know. And yeah, this isn't the type of fiend that's gonna rip through a village and eat all your like some of the others. This is more of a civilized, refined fiend. And they are known for their potent powers of illusion. So when dealing with them, you have to be prepared and guard yourself against those things when summoning them. What'd you roll for with your 16, Bungo?
History. I guess.
Yeah, so you would kind of get the same, I think, with that. You would also know that historically, making deals with them turns out usually pretty poorly for people, as they stick to the letter of the deal, not the spirit of it, and they will oftentimes contort or distort rather the language.
Woo!
16, would you roll, Gideon? 16 for what?
History too, but I haven't figured mine.
You have heard of them, and you know a little bit of what they know. You would know that they have a love for the finer things, like they love great wine and tobacco and smoke and opium, and like, other illicit things.
Nice. All right. Well, fuck
Say-
this, son.
We have a deal.
Wait, what deal? We let you live, and
You let me live and walk away when we're done. When I get you to the city.
If
And
you get us to the city, we should never see your face again.
which one?
All of them.
Of course. But
If
get
we
to-
do-
get you to-
Deal's out.
Huh?
If
Of
we do
course.
see you, the deal's out.
the deal's only to get you there. I would be a fool again, and Mahadi is no fool.
safely, through a safe passage, living. Or
I will
alive.
safely get you to the city, alive, well, quickly,
And
to know, unperverted and unmolested.
I do not want to be turned over to the law as soon as we arrive at the city.
Are you wanted for the law, or by the law? That's not my. I cannot control that. If the law is looking for you, then I'm just happy to be alive.
You should
We're
be.
happy you're alive. We're happy.
I am.
Should be.
I respect your strength. It's sad that you're trapped in here, same as me.
Yeah.
How long ago did you come here?
Long ago. Chasing this little rat of a wizard. His red robe summoning me, thinking he could dictate to me.
Oh,
Found a flaw in his circle,
so even you,
chasing him.
so even you're unable to return to your home planet.
You think I would be here now? I'd have a palace full of servants. Slaves to take care of all of my whims. No one can leave these cursed lands.
Not
Nope.
yet.
What's this city
We have
like?
a deal though, and nothing befalls my dear. She is free to go as well.
She was only listening to me. Try to keep her fed.
Uh,
In fact, I'd much like it if you could introduce us.
Indeed. Shows you. She's very sweet when she is full. Be wary traveling the sands alone.
are there
She
more of
senses
her,
the
her like
steps,
here?
and through the sands, your footsteps echo like an empty cavern to her.
I want to
So-
start doing the Dune throat singing so bad.
I know, yeah, yeah. No, the soda car? Yeah. Why?
Well,
So, we have a
where'd
deal
we
then.
go then?
Are you wish to go to Ankara, no?
Hmm.
Very well.
That's where we want to
I'll
go.
get you there magically.
What type of magic? What are you proposing?
He will transport us instantly with my magic.
Is he bullshitting us?
He's bullshit.
When I wish Ren was here.
I know, right? I look at Ren. Is he giving me any? Actually, this is a good use of Ren when he's not here. I'll look. Is he like right side of his face, which is no, left side of his face, which is yes, telling the truth?
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Because we've talked about that a couple times.
Yeah, yeah. He says he doesn't. What's his bonus? I guess it's like 13 or something.
He has a.
That's what I
yeah,
gave him
depending-
just randomly, but I guess I don't
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
know. I just assumed it was
Yeah,
something
something
stupid
at
like
least that good. Yeah.
I can.
So, we're going with 13. If you see it's anything substantially different, let me know. He shows you like he kind of gives him a double look, but then he goes with like he looks like he's telling the truth, like he doesn't think he's lying.
Right.
Guys, I just say, and Marty, I intend no offense here. I just want that to be clear. Is that in my very limited dealings with folks from other planes, in my reading of various novels and whatnot, they say to be very careful when we're making deals. Okay? These deals can come back to bite you in the ass. And so, Marty, I'm just saying that I'm worried that about the delivery of the deal. You know, I have no intention at this point to your life end here, right? But I am worried. I do not want to make a deal that turns out to be a bad deal for us.
Simple. I cast a spell. We all go to Ankara. Then we separate. Or you let me go and I walk away now too. That would be great.
I don't
You'd be
think
okay
so.
with that as well. Of course, right? Of course. That's why I offer. Or you can.
Where are we gonna end up on the other side of this?
Well, we will. You will see the city. We are.
Bring us. Could we converse privately a moment?
Of course. Backs off. He pulls out a very finely carved pipe,
I put my hand up to everyone.
holding it again in like this. You know, his hands roll up
Yeah.
backwards onto it.
I hold my hand up like this, and I'll cast message to Bungo.
Okay.
Do we want to be inside the walls or out? I assume there's walls. It's a big city. It must have some sort of defense.
If we're outside, we're gonna have to talk to guards to get in, right? Tell them why we're there.
Yeah.
What do you think, Alana? Well, I can't. Sorry, I can't message.
No, yeah. I'm just gonna try and use message to communicate between everyone, so we don't have to say anything out loud.
I'm not leaving
Well,
this
it's hard.
guy.
That's fine. You're still hearing whispers.
Yep. When you message me, I'll be like, is it better to be inside the walls or outside the walls? What are we looking at?
There is another way we could go. You don't not trust my magic.
Magic's fine.
He looks over at his pet.
No.
We would die in the sun if we rode it on top. But under the sands,
How do you ride it under the sand?
my dear, her stomach is potent, digest you in minutes. Dangerous and deadly. But we can get in her mouth. And she will take us through the sands. We will be there in less than hours. It's a bit bumpy sometimes, but
I think I kind of like the
I think-
magic.
I think we can trust the magic.
Yeah.
Right, but we want to be specific about location, right?
Yeah. It's just,
I think
Oh.
me teleporting you into the city is a bad idea for you and me. You don't want to draw attention.
Will we be bringing your war
I can
arm as well?
show
on
you
the
a way. I can show you a way. Look, the guards also could be bribed. Well, the town guards. You see any of the wraiths? That, you don't know of these sand wraiths yet, do you? The elite, the enforcers. You'll meet them soon enough. They cannot be bought.
Are they human? What are they?
Servants. Jackal-headed soldiers.
All right.
Well, I think we can trust. I think we can trust you, right? Because if we don't go somewhere nice and safe, well, then the deal's off. And we know what that means. So.
yeah. Pongo?
all right.
You just want another
go.
story, another chapter for your book about riding in a purple worm's mouth.
Shia LaHoob or whatever. Yeah. All right. Let's go the magic route if everyone's agreed.
Alana?
I think we should do the magic.
All right.
Go with the magic.
Magic.
Very well. Bow this up to you. Excellent. Bring close. We must all be close. Brings you closer and says, I will cast a spell. We will go our separate ways. Again, I thank you. Your mercy will not be forgotten. If you need something, you gotta find me. Mahadi. Travel about, but starts to cast an arcane spell as the sands start to kind of swirl up in a gust of wind before it's kind of swirling around you and kind of stinging your eyes a bit as you cover your eyes, and before long it's swirling before it just kind of stops and the sand falls. And when it does, you guys are underneath the beating sun again, out of the shade of the thing. You look around, and at first there's nothing, and as you spin around, behind you there's you see nestled up against the first, nestled up against a rock formation, you see a town, a large town, walled town, glistening. There, Ankara, find your answers you're seeking.
You see any pyramids?
No, you don't see any pyramids.
No. All right.
I'm just gonna send Memnock up and get an aerial view of the city.
He flies up. the heat casting that golden hue over the sprawling city. Bears thick. It looks ancient, an ancient metropolis. You see that there's a mix of like grandeur, but of like the past that kind of collides with the realities of the present. Towering sandstone structures adorned with intricate hieroglyphs and vibrant murals. They rise, you know, against the backdrop. Yeah, it looks quite large. There's a large like palace in the center, and there's a small like a circle wall, a smaller wall that circles the middle with like some very expensive homes and such, and then the rest of the city looks very poor, very run down.
On your way. Come on, let's go.
Yep.
Guys, what if we're questioned going in the gate? Why are we here?
I'm sure they get travelers a lot.
I'm just going to buy stuff at the main market, the main bazaar. Bazaar.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, certainly they get. It's hard to know anything about this place.
Yeah.
I'd like to say certainly they get people coming up to their doors stuck in the sand frequently, but I don't know if that's true. We have our wits. We'll be fine.
Yeah, and he said that if they're not jackal-headed soldiers, they can be bought.
We have,
so.
Yes, we have a bag. We'll be fine.
Hired mercenaries, here to get the Pharaoh King. They'll just laugh and let us through. Idiots, probably drunks.
That might work.
Just,
Be like, thank God he's a prick. Go get him.
there you
I
go.
think that's a good story, at least to start. It's the truth. Can't say we're lying.
As you guys approach the walled city, you see that there's not a lot of action at the gate. You do see that there's two tents. One of them more like canopy. It doesn't actually have walls. It's just blocking the sun. Underneath that are 4 guards. They're wearing like light-colored, light clothing wrapped around some sort of armor underneath. You assume because of the size of it, but it's hard to tell. They have turbans and dark beards as you approach. Halt! Who goes there?
Hello,
Business
gentlemen.
in Ankara.
We've traveled a long time to get here through these rough sands. We just wish to stay the night and enjoy the bazaars. Just travelers.
There's the gate fee.
Of course. How much?
Gold sun.
We're not from around this part. I hope these will do fine. I'll pull out a gold piece, like a real gold piece, not a silver piece from.
He takes it. Go on. Don't start any trouble.
Thank you very much.
She sticks the coin in his pocket.
Yeah. I just before we go through the gates, I'm just gonna look out behind us and just see if I see Mahadi or anything moving out there.
You don't. So give me a perception roll, I guess.
24. Good rolls.
You see just the silhouette walking in the opposite direction still. Like, it's barely, most people wouldn't even notice. You see a little black dot. See, he's just walking out into the desert.
Nothing of the worm, though.
Nothing of the worm.
The worm didn't come with us in the teleport, did
No.
it? Yeah. Right. That's it.
You guys stepping in?
Yeah.
All right. As you guys walk through the gate, as you enter, you see the locals' gazes. They're heavy as they fall onto you. There's a mix of kind of suspicion and maybe even fear in the eye as you guys make your way in. The air here is thick with the scent of incense and the distant sound of a mournful flute. A reminder of the city's rich, kind of culture. The streets are alive with vibrant colors. There's market stills. As you guys continue kind of make your way, you're unsure of where to go. You
Yeah.
definitely see that there's a lot of makeshift tents and stuff up, and there's a lot of interesting foods and things. As you navigate the bustling streets, you see there's a stark divide that really sticks out between the rich and the poor here. The opulent districts and with its marble fountains and lush gardens stand in stark contrast to the squalor of the lower quarters, where the air is thick with the stench of refuse. You can tell here in the city of Ankara that the sun may shine brightly, but the shadows run deep. It's not long before you kind of navigate your way. Actually, with your comprehend language, you're able to kind of ask directions, at least to get somewhere where you can get some food and think about your next, and you're pointed out into the direction of a tavern. It's kind of nestled in the perfect spot where you guys aren't in the opulent quarter, but you're near it. You're where some of the folk come down, so it is a nicer tavern. It's called the Mirage. And as you guys come in this giant circular tent, you come in and you see it's a bar. It's kind of bustling and moving and
I'll look at everybody. Get drinks, rest up. I guess we gotta figure out what's next.
Yeah, we need a base of operations before we can figure out how we're going to move throughout the city.
We need somewhere private.
Yeah.
Quiet.
New clothes.
So as you guys step in to the Mirage, it's a welcome respite. That's for sure. The tavern is got beautiful and vibrant colors. The awning out front even it beckons you inside. The air is cool and fragrant with the scent of spiced meats and sweet dates, while the soft glow of a fire in the back, a cooking fire, flickers. There's along the walls. There's tapestries hanging, depicting heroic deeds. The bar itself is a long, polished slab of what appears to be dark mahogany. It's adorned with intricate inlays. Behind it, shelves are lined with an impressive array of exotic spirits and brews. The atmosphere is fairly lively. You see behind the bar a striking figure. Uh, Her long, dark hair is braided with colorful threads and adorned with small silver charms that jingle softly as she moves. Her skin is sun-kissed, and her piercing green eyes seem to hold a wisdom of the ages. She's kind of, getting drinks moving about the barkeep behind. Yeah. As you guys look around, most of the people appear to be kind of, merchants or, business folk and the like. Though they seem, they're in garb you are not used to. You can kind of tell that these appear to just be the citizens. There are a few people who do catch your attention. You see there's a man at the bar. He's got a weathered face and sunburned skin. You hear him talking loudly, telling tales about his, travels. Clad in a loose-fitting sand-colored robe, he carries a well-worn satchel. See some maps and such and trinkets sticking out. He's laughing often. See, there's a woman dressed in vibrant silks that shimmer in the dim light, but she exudes this kind of confidence and charm. Her dark hair is adorned with gold jewelry.
Bones, you want to get us, talk us through some rooms here? Get us some
Sure. I'll walk up to whoever seems in charge.
The barkeep is behind. Yeah, the lady behind the bar.
Yeah. Yep.
Welcome.
Excuse me.
We don't get
Hello.
to Travelers Bay very often anymore.
It's that obvious.
She brings you immediately over and pours a cup, 5 glasses of water without even saying anything, and just gives it to you guys.
Thank you very much. Is there a board here, place for us to stay, or do you know of somewhere?
Well, we have a communal room. Can be a car you could sleep in. It's just like a tent out back where they have like.
Is there anywhere private or more reserved?
Maybe in the closer to the palace. You might be able to find a place with rooms.
Okay, thank you. Water will do for now, I think. I'll hand the waters out. Go back to the rest of the group. They don't have rooms. They have a big tent that everyone who wants a room can stay. So, she says we'll have to go to the more luxurious part of town in order to get rooms. I don't know if we want to do that. Certainly more pressure there.
Probably should get some new wardrobe or something.
Yeah, this
Some
is
colors.
really hot. We could stay in the tent, and then maybe we can see about sending someone else to get us new attire. And then,
I think we need that. We need something to help us blend in. Stick out like demons in a bar. I just look at Alana. No offense. You get up.
yeah. So I think that our move might be to just kind of. Could we find like a quiet corner here where we can like converse, like, and be
Yeah.
relatively assured that, like, we want to make sure that we're keeping to ourselves here. So, barkeep, I'm sorry, I missed your name.
Of course. I'm sorry, it's never. That's right. I never fucking gave it to you. No, Zafira.
Never fucking
My
gave
name
it
is
to you.
Zafira.
Zafira, what would you recommend for travelers such as ourselves to pick up here to drink? What's the Mirage known for?
Glad
I'll
you
take a
asked.
bottle of that. Not to put you on the spot, so I can something with a little bit more bite to it. You know, waters are very much appreciated. But it's been a long day.
Absolutely. Yes. How about this? The Desert Mirage. It's a refreshing blend of pomegranate juice, spiced rum, and a hint of mint served over crushed ice.
Sounds amazing.
That does
We'll
sound
take
amazing.
4 of those, and my other friend here will just take a glass of ice. ice chips for Red.
Gotcha. Yeah. Keep him
Um,
as
Dead
cool as
now.
possible because he is reeking in this heat. No, you guys, it takes her a minute. I mean, she's an expert and she's moving quickly, but it takes her a little minute. She does everything with care. She gets you guys, opens this like wooden chest, and inside it's like an ice box. You're not sure how it's keeping everything cold in there, but she gets some ice out. It costs you guys a gold piece for all 4 of those.
Take it out of the
You
bag.
guys try one of her desert mirages, which just is one of the greatest drinks. It's cool and refreshing, but it's spicy from the rub. So it's this like it's the local spicy flavor profile that's everywhere, but it's cool and cold and slightly sweet with the pomegranate juice. It is the
Yum.
perfect alcoholic beverage for where you're at. Adult beverage for where you're at.
So let's go over to retreat to a corner and kind of put our heads together here,
Yeah.
folks. So we don't know anyone here, right? And,
No.
and when we're talking, we want to try to fly casual, right? We're driving casual. We don't want folks to overhear us if we can. We don't know. All we know is our mark, right? We have no resources here. We have no allies here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the
Painting
first
a beautiful picture, Bungo. We know nothing. We know no one.
this is what we've walked into. So I think trying to blend in at first is a good idea. I can remember when we first showed up and met Ben Dappler and everything, and like it was really evident really quickly that we weren't from around there, and we were always answering questions about it.
Bartender knew immediately that we were not from here.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we look
So
weathered as
close
well. But
number one. And then,
also, this is the first time we've had real water since getting here, right? Because that other water was fake.
Yeah, you guys had some water in your wineskins, but it had gone out.
But
Yeah,
after that, yeah. So
does anyone have any ideas, 2 cents about the next?
I think
step?
we should try and blend in. I think that's a brilliant idea. I think that should be first, and then I think we do need to go into the luxurious places here because certainly that's where the most powerful people are going to be, and that's where we need to be, who we need to talk to. So perhaps we stay the night here tonight, and then, well, whatever night is, and then move when we awake.
It's bothersome, right? Like, first we're in a place where the sun doesn't come, and now the sun doesn't go down. There's a fucking drain. Yeah.
So if we're working backwards from our end goal is get out of here. Get out of here. We need Aslan Rex to be happy and help us out. For that to happen, we need to destroy the Mummy Lord. To destroy the Mummy Lord, we need to know how to destroy the Mummy Lord. I have no idea. And
How
then
do we
once
find that out, though?
books, libraries,
Talk to powerful people who would know.
Hey,
you know,
we got plenty of coin.
Read books. We do have plenty of coin. I just counted it again recently, and we're at 15,996 gold pieces.
shouldn't have told Damien that. We need to gather information about our target.
We're gonna need like 15,697 gold pieces to do something.
to stay at night at the hotel.
Yeah.
The Hotel Luxor. So we need to gather information about our mark, what their weaknesses are, where we can find them, formulate a plan how to get to them. We don't even know if we're ready, like how powerful that person is. Like, are they as powerful as Saw? More powerful?
More powerful. I think Aslan said he was one of the oldest
He was
rulers over a dark domain.
the first Dark Knight, if I remember right.
Yes, that's right. So, I would think more powerful than Soth, if that's possible. But clearly we did.
Need to make a contact. We almost shouldn't have sent Badi away. We should have kept Badi in the 10 out back. Had him help us out. Lonnie, do you have any thoughts about next steps? Or anyone really?
I mean, it's okay to stay here for now. I think that we do need better accommodations. I hate the communal room thing, though.
Yeah, me too.
Or,
All our stuff.
mhm.
The only way to feel comfortable, I think, really would be a bubble. But do we want to put a bubble inside the tent?
So
It's kind of
conspicuous.
obnoxious.
I wonder how they react to magic here with you all. Maybe we should talk to the guy over by the bar who's telling those tales. See what else he can tell us about the city.
Perhaps Bungo. Maybe you should speak with him. He's at the bar, is that right?
He is.
Become friendly with the bartender. Put on a show. Strange music they've never heard. Perhaps we'll attract someone to inquire about us and what we're doing here. Maybe they know something.
It's kind of your thing. The
Oh,
plainer
you want
concert guy.
Oh, alright. Let's go talk to the. We should all go talk to the guy.
I'm not that good at talking. I'm gonna have another one of these spiced rum things, though, please. Thank you.
By the way, just so you know, Damien, after I count our gold and I realize like we have a lot of gold, I'm just gonna give the bag to Memnock and just have him fly above me invisible, so it's not on me to be pickpocketed.
Just his little wings, like sweat
And
beads
it's
coming
it's like he's blowing air on us as well from his wings. Like,
Yeah, so I cozy on up to the bar and try to find an opportune time to engage the.
As you come up, you see that guy. He's kind of. Yeah, well, I tell you, I was by the grace of the someone's looking out for me because I just made it. If I didn't find that water source, I'd have been cooked. But I got there. I made the delivery. But that wasn't as bad as the time. No, there's been worse. He's just kind of talking, telling stories.
Yeah, you got.
The barkeep is kind of ignoring. I'm sorry, were you?
Yeah, you got to be moving from water to water. You can't. You lose track of that line of water.
Well, your camel runs off. You don't know what to do. He slides on over. How's it going? Good to meet you.
Good.
What's your name?
Good. Bungo.
I'm Khalid.
Halim. Yeah, good camels are hard to find nowadays. They run off. They got bad hooves. They got 2 humps when they should have 1. It's crazy.
The ornery creatures. You look like you're not from around here.
Newly arrived. I admit, clothes are a little warm for this climate.
Dangerous lands.
Yeah.
Traveling. But, well, at least you came to the right place. Have you had the Desert Mirage? Best drink around.
Oh yeah, right here. Would you like one?
Well, I wouldn't say no to one.
All right, let's get another round of Desert Mirages. Over here.
Gideon's above Bungo, be like 2.
He brings him over, and I'm a traveler. Usually doing deliveries by trade, but
I just like to feel the sand beneath my feet, you know?
You know,
Travel.
I'm sorry. Hello, my name is Bones. I'm a friend of Bungo's. We call those UPS men where I'm from.
Interesting. Upsman.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright. Well, you can call me that then. Then I would be an upsman.
All right, Upsman. Listen, we're looking for some new clothes. Just
Oh, to
where we're
find the
from. This
finest
isn't.
around.
Do you know where those would be?
Certainly, yeah. See, there's markets everywhere. But if you're looking for the finer stuff, I would go towards the center of town, of course. But there's plenty of stalls you'll find with fine silks. Looking for something a bit more reasonable. You know, I would just stay away from the outer wall. That's where the riffraff like to jump. I mean,
Understood.
it's been spreading through most of the city, but
The what? What has?
what brings the riffraff? You know, things are
Um,
tough. Times are tough.
Rising crime.
Yeah. What brings you guys
Hmm.
around? Brings you to this dangerous city?
Writing a book on the
All right, keep your secret.
writing a book on the various flora and fauna of the region, going from region area to area, and started with the purple worm, and trying to get an up close look at one, and so
Dangerous creature.
indeed
Right.
enormous. Yeah, seen any crazy creatures on your travels?
Sure. When I saw a scorpion, he starts going off on all these different
Saw
giant
scorpion.
scorpions and you know, giant
It's a
buzzards
gecko.
and yeah, giant lizards. Everything's giant. Yeah. You know,
Giant
he's
bees.
just talking and talking. You know, like you could tell he's the type who just tell you story after story if you let him.
What can you tell us about about the structure of this place? You know, like so we're new to the city. Like I said, I'm writing a book, and you know, I've actually never been here before, and you know, notice these really big guards. They look really really scary.
I
We
think I heard
skirted.
someone call them the wraiths or something.
Oh yeah. You gotta be careful. You know, the personal guard of uh Kefri, High Priest Kefri.
How do you spell that?
He's kind of in charge.
How do you spell that?
Kefri.
High priest Kef.
That's a name
I'm
I've
sorry,
never heard.
I'm not familiar with who that is. Bungo, are you?
He's in charge of he's the high priest. He's in charge of the race and the clergy.
Hmm.
So religion's pretty big here, huh?
We worship the only thing that's on everybody's mind all the time. Sun, great
Pharaoh?
burning ball in the sky.
Oh. You don't worship your Pharaoh?
He laughs. Yeah. And he kind of, what pharaoh? And Met. Hey, they're asking about. He's asking if we worship Sinmet. People kind of laugh at that.
Sorry, I
No,
misunderstood the dynamic.
nobody's seen Sinmet. He's been long dead. Couple hundred years, I would
Right.
say.
Dead.
No. Here's somebody's like, sing him your song. Yeah, they're looking for him, looking for the pharaoh. Yeah, sing him your song. Ah, come on, guys, get out of here. I couldn't possibly. My throat's too parched.
My friend Bungo here will sing a song if you do. I like elbow Bungo.
Only if we hear the Pharaoh song first.
He's quite a performer.
All right, well, I haven't sang in a while, and this is just an old. This has been passed down for a long time. Well, Pharaoh ain't been seen in a long time. Like I said, Kefri's in charge around here, but come on, gather around, gather around. He stands up on the table as he does. Um, my friends, and lend me your ears, for I shall weave a tale of ancient fears. Of Pharaoh Sinmet, a ruler so grim, whose heart turned to shadow, whose light grew dim. In the land of the forgotten sands he reigns, a dark lord of power where only despair remains. In the time of the ancients, when the world was still young, Sinmet rose to power, his praises unsung. A man of great wisdom, a leader so bold, but the sands whispered secrets and his heart turned cold. With each passing century, his humanity waned as the dark magic of the desert coursed through his veins. He grabs a mug and takes a big drink. Oh, the sun never sets in this cursed domain where the heat of the day drives the weak insane. But fear not, dear travelers, for every 100 days, the great Laha, the moon, brings a moment of praise. In her silvery glow, the desert comes alive as creatures of shadow at night start to thrive.
Hmm.
From his great white pyramid, the ivory tomb, Senmet watches the land casting over its gloom. Fortress of silence, a monument of dread, where the whispers of the lost echo tales of the dead. No court does he hold, no subjects to see, for the sands are his throne, and the winds his decree. His elite soldiers, though sand race they roam, patrolling the vastness far from their home, with eyes like the night and hearts made of stone. They crush any hope, leaving none to atone. For Senment's iron fist grips the land with despair, and the cries of the innocent hang heavy in the air. But hark! When Laha eclipses the sun's blazing light, the desert awakens, a wondrous sight. Creepy crawlies scuttle and lizards dash by in the fleeting embrace of the moonlit sky. For a few precious hours, the darkness holds sway, and the creatures of night dance in wild, frenzied play. Yet as quickly as it comes, the darkness must flee as the sun's cruel embrace returns, wild and free. Senment, the Dark Lord, with his heart turned to stone, rules over the sands forever alone. His last shred of humanity lost to the years, a tyrant of shadows, a master of fears. So heed well this tale, dear friends, as you roam, for the sands of the desert may lead you far from home. Beware of whispers that echo through the night, for Pharaoh Senmet watches, his gaze ever tight. In the land of the forgotten sands, where shadows entwine, remember this ballad and tread with design. Hey! They all erupt. All right, all right.
That was the drunk that did that?
Yeah, yeah. And
I just
you talk to him. He's just like a guy who seems to enjoy himself.
Oh,
He doesn't come across as like, the town drunk like in or whatever that town.
and Dappler's hometown there.
yeah.
He's not
He's
like
all
that. He's just
slosh.
more of like the guy who knows everybody and has, he's really
Okay.
enjoying the time he's having there. Um, he's like, in my younger days, I would also regale with songs and such, but no, Sidman's gone. His ivory tomb is still around. That's where Kefri is running things.
Kefri.
Where's
The high priest.
Oh, yeah.
No, the Ivory Tomb.
Oh, the ivory tomb.
Said where's the, where is it?
Say it's in the center of the desert. In the center of this desert. It's hard to find. It can only be found by someone who's been there before. uh, you need a good guide.
Well, sounds too dangerous.
what was your name, sir?
The lead.
Lee. That's right.
Here, let's have another drink and tell me some of your tales. And with that, he gets a drink. We'll take our break then.
All right.
He's regaled you with his
I'm
song of
regaled.
sentiment.
Yeah.
I'm thoroughly regaled.
I'm all yelled. All right, we'll be back in 15. Audio's good. Screen's good. There we go. Welcome, welcome. We are back.
Heyo.
Alright. Yeah. Let me unfuck this. What are we doing, guys? We're gonna sleep in
can't
this
unfuck
communal
something.
room?
See, that you can't unfuck something actually. That's like
True, once it's done,
unbreaking
it's
an
done.
egg. You
My
can't do
bad.
that. It's just done. Once it's done, it's done. Exactly.
You got,
Oh.
by the way, a couple games
I dropped
ago,
a case of eggs at work the other day.
Yeah. Could you? Is there any conceivable way
Actually,
where you can
that's
be
not
able to get all
good.
the yolk and all the? No, come on.
you're like
No, I
laid off.
tried.
I feel like I'm
No,
getting
no.
jeffed right
I
now.
didn't actually drop it. It like tipped over and fell.
Alright. There we go.
In crying.
So, are we tired? What like in our sleep schedule? Where would it be right now?
That's exactly how you feel. You're like, am I tired? Because the sun, there's no
Okay.
circadian rhythm here, right? Like your body.
Yeah.
Yes, there's darker areas and stuff, but right now I would say yes. Yes, you
Okay.
are tired because you were tired before you went to sleep at. Well, you did go to sleep, but you went to sleep in the tavern. So you're actually probably pretty tired. Now that you've been in this dark, cool. This place is cool, like not just cool in the shade, cool, but like instead of
Cold.
being okay. So it's like
Yeah.
110, 120 in the sunlight, 90, 85 or 90 in like if you got real good shade, and like it's like 70 in here, like looking nice.
I would never do
Yeah,
this.
70.
It's just, this is where I'm gonna die with.
All of a
with
sudden,
a
guys
bag
are
full
just
of
like, yeah,
gold.
get heavy, probably like, oh,
Yeah.
except for Ren.
Except for
Can you
Oh, well.
imagine now Ren who doesn't get tired though?
Oh my God, he's just.
Yeah, he's just gonna chat it up, or he's never gonna get. He's like,
Let's send Ren.
what's he doing while you guys are all sleeping? He's like, I'll take watch all the time. Yeah, right. What are you
Let's
doing?
send Ren.
Man? What do you do? What do you do it?
Let's send Ren to go get us clothes, while the rest of us sleep.
I wholeheartedly endorse this plan for one of the raids soon.
Just because I want to see what he comes back with, and we'll tell Jeff next week to come up with what he got.
Alright, somebody roll. What % chance do you honestly think there was that Ren would get himself into trouble on that? 10%, 5%? Like true trouble.
True
Well-
trouble, 5%. I don't think I think he's avoiding.
Roll.
it.
Somebody roll a d20. If they roll that one, all hell broke
No,
loose.
also, this is Brad post.
You're right.
post-mortem.
Nihilist, like nothing matters.
good.
You're right. He's
We're
less.
good. We're good.
Cool.
17.
Yep, you're good. You handled it.
damn it.
We come
Like,
back and
Ren, you go out there, everybody's getting like beheaded, like they're doing a, marching him to the. What the hell happened?
He's getting crucified.
Yeah, he's actually just be like, I don't. There's nothing matters. This is fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Because nothing. He doesn't really feel pain. It's an interesting thing.
3 weeks later, he's still up there.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
weird.
Like, I don't need food.
I'm actually rooting
Take
for
me
him to take it.
We're like,
Oh,
and they're like,
Aslan has brought him back 4 times before he gets back to the room.
Like, come on, man! I can't keep doing this. This is going to take me up a substantial amount of my time. No, I can't.
yeah, so I think we sleep in the tent since we're so tired and it's like 70 degrees down here.
Yeah.
yeah. What does the communal tent look like if we actually go over to it?
It's not bad. Like there's enough. It's large and they don't overcrowd it. Like you guys would all be near each other, and the next closest person would be like 10 feet.
Could we reasonably put up a bubble, or no?
No, not reasonably. No.
It would
Could be
like
done, sure,
obnoxious.
but would it be reasonable? No.
It would be obnoxious. Yeah. Okay.
Probably do
I think we should
shifts.
still stick with shifts.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Let's
don't
see.
think Ren should be the only
Ren
one
offers.
on shifts.
Ren offers to do it.
Yeah, but yeah, man, you're great and everything.
You'll have all the time in the world to measure to get the exact measurements of your feet. All of your feet.
You would.
Exact.
Measuring every
exact feet
toe.
measurement.
Oh my gosh.
No, guys. Yeah, it's not because what you think. I just because I have a foot fetish. That's exactly what we think it is. Yeah. So who's on watch? Are you guys? Is Ren watching or? Are you
Bones.
guys-
I'll watch with Ren once he's back with our clothes.
Okay.
So we'll do.
You would come back
we'll
and
do
you guys would
watches
all have
plus Ren.
interesting colors at the very least, and interesting styles.
Yeah.
Like they would be local styles, but they would be the weird styles.
He
of colors.
he
That at
gets
the very least.
Bones a turban too.
Yes. There would be a lot of cultural appropriation going on. A ton of it.
Yeah.
He might even come back with an accent. Let's be honest.
He's like, I pick it up when I'm around them. I can't help
Yeah, I
it.
can't help it. Yeah, it comes back.
Why aren't all these robes assless?
Yeah, exactly. Where'd you get these from?
He's like, the place is called Adam and Eve. I don't know.
They he does come back though with like it's interesting. He has to show you because he had to be shown kind of like it's just cloth a certain length at a certain size, and you at first are kind of just putting it around you and it's like inhibiting all your movement and like but he's like, here, I'll show you, how they showed me. I remember perfectly. And
That's
you
true.
bring that up. Yeah, and it's kind of fun playing him and be like, what exactly? I think I got him figured out pretty well, at least his play style. I have no idea about who he is. He shows you though, it's like a tuck and a wrap, and by the time you're done, you realize that you think you're going to be warmer, again, because you're putting more stuff on, but even over your armor and stuff, it's like, it's not. First of all, it blocks the sun, and it like creates this little airflow. It's still like unreasonable for you to march in. It's not a still suit from Dune, but it is way cooler than walking around in whatever you guys are wearing or having exposed skin. Also, you guys have sunburn. You are sunburned, even though you guys have done a pretty good job of. But you guys are definitely.
Bones is like crispy because he's really pale.
Regardless of whether or not you guys have done well to stay out, you still would have at least a deep tan, if not burnt. As you are now covered up though. Yeah, and he brought everybody everybody's colors.
We'll let him decide what everyone colors have.
Magenta, yeah.
yeah.
He can have. I'll tell him. He'll love it. So he's gonna pick a primary and a secondary color for each one. But go ahead. Yeah.
He probably got all of us like the same color, and then him a different color, so he looks like he stands out. So he looks like he's the fucking leader.
Yeah. That would definitely be something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yours would be very basic, and his would be very like
opulent.
Expensive. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a fancy Persian robe.
Yeah. He's got a tiger now too.
Yeah. Where'd you get? Come on. Oh, he's got a monkey like Todd.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're gonna rest, and we'll do shifts with Ren. So Ren plus everyone else, and then we'll take turns.
Before you guys go to sleep, Khalid does kind of find you guys. You guys are getting ready, like in the tent. He kind of pokes his head around, and there's some other people moving about and doing their stuff. He's like, hey, if you guys were really looking to go to the Ivory Tomb, I definitely discourage it, but I can. I know the way. I could take you.
Really?
Yes, I should have offered earlier, but again, I don't know what your reasoning is, especially you asking about Sinmet, but I could take you for a small fee, just to cover my time and such. Nothing too crazy. 15,000 gold or so. Give or take.
Yeah.
No, if you're interested, but sleep. You're tired. I apologize.
Come back tomorrow. We can talk.
Absolutely.
Well,
you guys sleep fine during the night. You guys can, get your sleep in, take your long rest. What level are you guys? 9th or 10th?
We are 9th.
9th. Okay.
9th. What is this?
Okay, long rest. Yeah, so it sounds like just from talking that this high priest might be someone you need to deal with, or might be
so.
an ally.
Yes, I think. think you're probably right.
What the hell is that?
Either an ally or.
Isn't she wonderful? She's the joy of my life. Her name is
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
well, her name is Rip, but we also call her Pip or Pickle.
Oh my god.
She is everything in all my life. And
How long have you
I
had
love her
that
so
one?
much. Isn't she wonderful? She'll kiss you forever though. She's so tiny. I love her so much.
When did
She's
you
so
get that?
cute.
We've had her. Yeah, we've had her. She's like 13.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh. She's
I
not on
think-
camera much. Yeah. She's
She's
probably
usually
around a
sleeping.
lot. We just don't see her.
Yeah, exactly. And she's usually
Yeah.
sleeping, but sometimes every now and then she'll come in here and like ask me to pick her up. Oh, baby.
Y-
Okay.
y-
I love you,
y-
Pickle. You're perfect.
Um.
I love you.
You're perfect in every way.
Yeah, exactly. Never change. I tell her stuff all the time. I literally acknowledge her every time I walk. Like today, I was like building these kennels and putting roofs on them and stuff. So I'm like moving around a lot, and I came in the house every so often. And literally, I would just acknowledge her and either say something or usually walk over and love on her every time. Like I realized, I'm like that's. I literally acknowledge her existence and usually go and give her some love, and every time.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I love her dearly. Anyway, sorry, that got off track. I forgot we are
That would kill any man.
filming, recording. It's on. It's getting this in the can. Go home and have some bourbon and some cigarettes for dinner. Go to sleep. What are you guys doing? Where are you going? Hunting this guy down?
Let's. I think we do need to
Galloping
talk
off
to
into the desert?
this Kefri individual. I could try and peek in on him.
Sure. I mean, that anything that would give us more information, kind of about a potential next step, because I'll just say I'm a little bit afraid of going like straight to the temple and to the mummy lord, like right to the big bad, right? Like,
Yeah, I think we should certainly gain some more information before we do that.
you could knock.
I'm gonna try.
But what if it goes wrong?
No, it goes wrong.
If it goes right, Bongo. That's used. If it goes right.
What if it
If
goes
it goes
right?
so right.
That's
I'm gonna scry on High Priest Kefri.
Okay, what's the thing for like having a? You've heard of it
Yeah.
or whatever. What is that?
Let me find it.
What's it called? Clairvoyance or?
It's called scrying.
Oh, scry. Shit, yeah. See, he pulls out
Yeah.
that orb. It's
Yeah, the orb.
green or blue? Is it green or
Green.
blue? Blue. No, it's blue.
Green. Was it?
Is it green? No, it's blue. Blue because it's.
No,
The
you're
same
right. Blue,
color
because
as
the
it, yeah.
dragon's blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all organs. And you look
So
into
we would
his eyes,
have.
mist over. It swirls more and more. Scrying. What does he got to do? Make a saving throw.
Yeah. So it's a Wisdom saving throw. Probably not gonna work. I only have secondhand knowledge of him, so he'll have a +5 to his save. Do we get a likeness of him?
You
Like a
have not.
description?
No.
So
Nobody asked what
yeah,
he
he
looked
has no. So just +5
like.
to
Missing
whatever
body
is
part or
normal.
hair. Okay. Roll a 17 on die. Fortunately, so that's 22 without his
Yeah.
modifier.
So. Yeah. So he succeeds.
new
Nothing.
scribe. Who dis?
Yeah.
New scry. Who dis?
He sent me straight to fucking voicemail. It rang half a ring, and then it went,
And then it went to voicemail.
and then he had that stupid one where it's like, "Hey, it's Kefri," or it's like, "Hey man, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey," trick me.
Okay. Let's just head into the luxurious district towards the center. Just
You
start
guys
walking around.
go and check out that area. You realize it's just the closer you get to the center, which appears to be some massive temple, you realize that that's kind of, you watch as the wealth just kind of gets more and more obvious as it centers into this giant temple in the center with a giant, massive bronze sun symbol on the roof of it. It's got like, I'm not very good with architecture design names, but like the dome, kind of Aladdin style dome
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
tops. It's that type, and then there's this massive bronze. There's pillars and such. It is quite, yeah, fancy. You guys stick out in the sense now you stick out because you don't, he got you nice clothing, but you're not, these people are dressed as
Yeah, we're not
to show
dressed
their wealth off.
opulent. Yeah,
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 just
yeah.
literally show their wealth off. Yeah, it's cleaner. There's a little bit more room, less people, I suppose. There's still a lot of people, but quite a bit, still less.
Well, I suppose we could see if the temple's open to the public. Certainly must be, right? Everyone needs a place to worship.
Can't hurt. Are there any? So like, what types of like? Are there the people that are walking around? Like, are there like little like, are there folks with like servants and stuff like that? Is it like
Yeah, oh, yeah.
kind of?
Yep. Some are very, very cruel to their servants. Some are like, there's quite a few people in those like carriage things that are carried by people. A lot of that stuff. Yeah.
Anything more degrading than servants? If you
Yeah, these
catch
are
my
all. There's
drift.
clearly slaves. There's most of
okay.
these people are slaves. This
Okay.
place. So what you've noticed in comparison to Scythicus is like, whereas Scythicus, everything was dour. Everything. Rich, poor, didn't matter. Like the whole place was
Yeah.
just right, like just drained.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
nobody seemed to laugh very often. Just a few. It was hard to find. The only places you found that laughed were the people who were really losing their memory because they just couldn't.
Yeah. They were just brain dead.
Yeah, they're
Essentially.
lost. They weren't really living in
Yeah.
the real world. Here, it's kind of different. Like, people there, you hear a lot of laughter in the tavern. And some people seem to have, go about their life like it's just kind of a normal. Yes, the place is super oppressive and all that, but then also on the other hand of that, there's a contrast where slavery is very open and accepted clearly, right?
Right.
There's a huge gap. There's no middle class at all, right? There's a group of very rich, powerful people, and then the rest who are very poor and they don't. So, it's a different type of oppression,
Yeah.
but it's an oppression nonetheless.
Yeah.
I want to upgrade my look. I want to go Sultan from Aladdin, the father.
Yes.
Goofy. Because I'm a
With
little
the
half
open shirt too.
with the puffiness and the whole like the
The guy's just,
ridiculous,
yeah, I love it.
and
Get your
just
AI
like
working on it. Take the picture that Bungo now and say, turn this into.
I'm on it.
I want to see an
Turn this
Arabian.
into-
Are you talking about from what show? Aladdin?
from the cartoon
Yeah, the
Aladdin.
dad.
Yeah, the dad. He's like wore the white.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Might as well be a
merge those
halfling.
pictures. Like AI merge those pictures. Can you be like, take this picture and have him wear this?
I'll work on it after the session. I'll give
All
it
right. Well, yeah,
a
figure it out.
vibe.
Take as much time as you need.
Yeah.
I just want the full on like Prince Ali.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Bungo's walking down the street, he's just jamming like this little halfling Pasha
with
Lord,
his loot.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely. I'd be
yeah,
like, I'm rocking the Jafar outfit. I want the serpent staff.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
you
probably
have
how
that.
Bones is going.
Don't
Bones
you
is
have
going
one
more
of those?
Jafar. We do have one of those.
yeah, staff the python.
Yeah, we do have serpent staff. Oh, I bet that thing would sell for big money here.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh shit.
I don't know.
Gold suns. Yeah, and I can't bring myself to purchase slaves in this instance, but like
No.
you guys can pretend to be the accoutrement, the accompaniment.
Sure.
We might get a better. Might actually get led into some of these nice hotels.
Areas. Yeah, that's a good idea.
You need a title, Bungo. I heard
Booba.
nobles are all about titles.
They are. So
Pasha,
perhaps
Pasha Bungo.
Pasha Bungo.
Bungo.
That's
Pasha
a
would be
good
like
one.
a local. or like a lord, kind of like a noble. Because one way you could also sometimes like could be a criminal aspect to it, but pasha is kind of like the word that you would think of like a duke maybe, or like a
A lord of some sort.
count. Yeah.
Yeah. Pasha Bungo from where? Visiting.
You guys would know that this area reminds you. It maybe there's a good chance you've never been to this area of Faerun, but you definitely understand um, like Kalimport. You've heard of Kalimport? Like there's a city where you're from. Like it's like the famous one that you can sail to along the Sword Coast, all the way south. But there's a great desert, the Anarok, down that way that you would imagine that is much like this. So that's the only information that you would have from you know about that type of stuff, I guess, like actual places.
They are Pasha Bungo from Anarok. Why not? If they ask, we'll say it's a far off place. Small but wealthy.
Rich. Yeah. Small but rich.
And hot.
Set up some new trade partner.
We became wealthy because we developed mirror panels that we put along the walls of our city to
Come from
deflect
a
the
land that is.
sunlight and
Yeah.
provide
You got
cooling.
like he's like so now we got free energy for everyone.
Yeah.
I just say sell drugs or something.
You guys are where you're from, you're water fat.
Water fat.
Yeah. Like you guys
Yeah,
are
you
rich.
look
That's
too
a word for being
hydrated.
like no, you just have
Yeah.
like so much, that should be like a way of saying how powerful and wealthy.
Yeah.
Or water fat.
Water
Like,
fat.
this guy has access to clean drinking water. It's like the rarity here in the
You're a
desert.
rich man.
I bathe daily.
Yeah.
Clear gold, they call it. Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna make our way
Which is fine.
make our way to the temple, I think, and see if we
Yeah.
can pair
See if
There's
it
some
looks.
chanting going on the outside of it.
Does it look like publicly open? I mean, guarded, I'm sure, but they're not like. It's not like a private building.
No, not like there's like a main entrance for sure. That's open. That you can definitely just walk into.
Okay. So I think.
Yeah, they're chanting and kind of talking and speaking in that language you don't understand. But you walk in, you see it's like beautiful. There's these pews and goes up to like the front with just gorgeous stage, I guess you would call it, or I don't know what they call it up there normally, but and you see there's depictions of this powerful being, oftentimes depicted as like light, being of light, like a humanoid figure with, I forget what the Chen thing is called in the pharaoh style, art, a lot of that art and stuff like that.
I'm gonna. Who looks like the most? Is there someone that looks like the very high ranking, or like they're in charge, or?
Yeah, there's one guy in particular. There's a few that look like maybe they're priests or holy men. There's one who's he's rather rotund. He's got these very elaborate robes on. He's talking to a lot of people. He seems to probably be somebody. Yeah.
Bungo. Perhaps we should talk to that man. Pasha Bungo. From what did we say? Aken.
What do we want to know?
We're just looking to be shown around the city or good places.
Good spots to eat, maybe.
Nice place to eat. Yeah.
Good guide.
Or secret tunnels that lead us directly to the pharaoh's tomb. Whatever you come across.
Yeah, whatever you got. Pasha Bungo from Akka. What did we say?
That works.
Akka.
Um.
Wait. we sound so different than them. Even in our common tongue.
We are strangers.
But,
We have been strangers in a foreign land for some time.
yeah. What are we really hoping to get? We're hoping to just get a guide so it shows around.
Just looking for access, for a guide, someone
Access
to talk
what?
to. Just
Just
we
stuff.
need.
You know,
Yes, we need more information. We need to get to Kefri. That's what we need. Anything that gets us closer to him.
Okay. I got it. Alright. So I approach the esteemed, was this a priest? What is this?
Yeah, it looks like some sort of priest.
Beautiful day for all of this. Hello, good sir.
Yes, the soul shines upon us. As always, my son.
For at least a few more days until the moon shows itself yet again.
Fortunately, yes, that is the evil that was left in this world. Though it cannot destroy the soul's power, it tries its hardest. It blocks out the goodly light. It's a gift. The sun, not curse.
Indeed. Indeed. I don't know if my exploits have preceded me or not. Likely not. I am writing a book on the region and its flora and fauna and wonderful mythical creatures that are blessed to be under the sun. And one of these, we've seen many creatures, everything from scorpions, big and small, to the purple worm. One group of creatures that have eluded us are what are called wraiths. And I was wondering if maybe you could tell us more about them, introduce us to their leader, or somehow help me round out this section of my book.
Well, the race, as their people call them, are the elite soldiers for soul. They are the elite soldiers. It is our, sun speaker, our high priest, who has a direct line with soul, of course. Because of that, then his word directs the race. They are gifts from soul, superior beings, meant to guide, show us the way.
Now, are they of this land? Do they, other creatures that we've encountered that might look similar are these things called gnolls? And but I don't. Is that the basis for the wraith as well?
I don't know what these gnolls are, but the race are divine in origin, gifted. Soldiers from the divine army, gifted. Each one strong as 50 men.
Are they large? Or is all that strength packed into? I mean, because I would not perhaps look strong to you, small package. But are the race
Oh yeah,
large beings? Or?
yes. I mean, they tower 9 feet tall. They're jackal heads, more fitting for their divine origin. Weapons
So
forged of divine metals. Hold edge sharper than any.
surely they must be exceedingly rare.
No, there are some patrolling the city, and they don't number in the thousands, but they are a part of our lives. There's many more of them at the Ivory Tomb.
Oh,
That's where
wonder
Kefri,
if
our high priest,
the
resides.
Sunseeker, Kefri, right?
Sun speaker.
Sunspeaker, my apologies.
Did we refill our canteens before we left with water?
Didn't say you did.
That's fair.
Like I also didn't say I wiped my ass, but we assumed certain things about our characters. No, you're chafed, dude. You have a rash because you didn't have. I wrote that down. You have a -1.
Yeah, -1.
You have
to your
-5
walking
to your
speed
movement
'cause you got
speed
some
as you
trouble.
as
Yeah.
you have to do the
Sand
swamp ass.
everywhere. Do you think Kefri would, Sunspeaker Kefri would grant us an audience to talk about the race and like learn more about their divine origin?
I do know that he would accept you as a convert for sure. Have you been spoken to about becoming part of our religion? I don't know what word he would use. Or
I
not, faith. That's
kind of push Oathkeeper a little bit to the back so it doesn't speak up. And I said, perhaps if you have any literature that you could leave with us.
certainly. Perhaps you have a few moments to speak. You invite me in. Maybe let me use your bathroom. I'll make it weird. No. So as you yeah. So he tells you that the ritual of cleansing takes place at the Ivory Tomb. Go and have your body cleansed of past transgressions and accept the sun and soul's holy light upon you. Be
I'm gonna
reborn.
subtle spell message, and I'm just gonna say, could be a good way to get in.
What is can if one of our loved ones was going to undergo this ritual of cleansing, would we be able to go and bear witness under soul to their?
No. No one who's not willing to convert will never be allowed. Only the followers of Soul and their soon to be initiates never be allowed inside the Ivory Tomb.
It was Plan A.
Plan B.
Are we?
You guys have like a catapult. Plan B. Yeah, we just shoot ourselves.
Just at the tomb.
Yeah.
I'll lean down next to Bungo and like whisper something to him. I'm trying to do it in the way where like where like a secretary would come and whisper something to their
Yep.
their higher up.
Herald of Woe.
He just comes out here and he just goes.
They're called administrative assistants. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'll just say, maybe learning a bit more about this religion wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Act like we're on a time constraint, though. We're busy rich people.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, jump in here. So
And
I would
settled.
Word to
convert.
convert. What's so it's a cleansing ritual. What's involved in a cleansing ritual?
It's just where you bear your truth, to the sun, and let it be cleansed. Let yourself be true and be your true self, and nothing more, and then you're reborn.
I could stand to be reborn. I appreciate the sun.
We all could. We all could.
Perhaps.
Sounds like I want to say that whisper to one of them, not to the priest. But sounds like we're going to end up naked underneath the full sun, like crisp up. Perhaps
Under like a
what-
giant magnifying glass.
I mean, I don't know if I want that, but what's wrong with being naked underneath the full sun?
underneath this sun.
Called sun bath.
Oh, yeah,
Amazing. I do them every day.
yeah.
Neighbors
Tan
hate it.
apple.
They
It's really
hate
good
it.
for you.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. I didn't think that far ahead. But
Well,
Could you? I think we're very interested. We're on a time constraint. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. But perhaps you could set up a meeting with Kefri. We'd love to learn more. We must be on our way.
I think you're mistaken. That's our high priest. He doesn't have time to discuss the
Well,
the ins and outs with everyone. Of course, you may get a chance to see him at the cleansing, but
if that's the case, then perhaps that's when we should see him. He seems like
when's the
I-
cleansings happen? Is there like a specific day or?
no, not once we have some people who are ready to see the light, as it were. We'll gather. They're fairly quick. The only days that won't happen, of course, is the day the Laha blinds soul.
when is that again?
That's every 100 cycles, so it should be coming up in the next 2 weeks, fortnight.
We'll be back then, perhaps, to discuss. We have other individuals that are traveling with us. My Pusha is very busy.
One last question.
We really must be going. I apologize.
Fresh one.
100
I
lashes.
like back up.
The intelligence of a camel. When Laha reaches its peak, so we heard someone in an inn talk about creatures that emerge in the darkness. And being that my book is about flora and fauna, is that the case? Are there unique creatures that come out at that time?
Sometimes it's the only time that, yes, there's the bugs and lizards and other scurrying creatures of the desert come out, and oftentimes it's hunting or mating, or they take advantage of the time that the air in the open air isn't trying to kill them.
Yeah, and I'm not thinking necessarily of common desert creatures in that case. I'm thinking more along the lines of, evil in the absence of soul. Soul's not there to keep the evil at bay.
That's why you need to bring soul into you. And only through the cleansing can that happen. And then you're never lost without it. You always have its fire within you. You want answers? I can't give you your answers, but I know how and where you can find them. Look at me. He grabs you. Look at me. Give yourself over. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Fresh cheeks.
Don't you say that from Billy Madison, I think it is.
Yeah.
You,
We use
yeah,
tongue shit.
yeah, you stay here as long as you can. No, he's come. Be cleansed.
All right. We're gonna go get a couple of those mirages, and we're gonna think it over real good.
Couple of the mirages. Oh yeah, the desert mirage.
There's a mirage.
He bows. We'll see you soon, and we'll call it there for tonight. That's a good spot.
Cool.
Everyone's like, yeah, he's really good. He's really good at his pitch, though. He'll bring you right into the.
Yeah.
We're
That was
so
perfect.
be like naked in the desert under the blazing sun.
Dude, my first thought was like when you're a kid and you have a magnifying glass and you're burning ants with the sun. We're the ants. And then we'll be reborn.
Reborn as a pile of dust. Your new
Or
form.
as a wraith.
Dude, you're muted.
Sorry.
No, that's not what
Nope,
happened.
thank you. I was just saying how Gideon doesn't believe in being reborn, so that's why he would volunteer if that got us in.
I love that he doesn't consider the death part might still happen.
Yeah, but I think the death part is a constant,
Sweet release.
you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Sure.
We're released.
We have the last chapter in the Val Chronicles happening Tuesday for a short break. We're gonna take the summer and early fall off as a couple of our members get reacclimated to being parents. Ha! Suckers! My kids are just moving out. It's amazing. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. So,
Sweet
and then,
release.
yeah, we'll be back here next Saturday, right?
We will.
All right.
As far as I'm
Yeah.
Understand. Yep.
Yes, sir. All right, then. Hey, thanks for joining
Hey
in.
guys.
And for a small fee of $249.98, it is
Oh,
1
Added
cent.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
With
can.
today's economy, inflation, the Dow Jones,
Not those.
all that stuff.
Those tariffs are really getting us.
yeah. Sorry, yeah. We actually import most of our content from overseas, so it's hit us really hard.
It's